Hi, and welcome to our first episode of the Peach Perk. We've revamped our AD webinar series to bring you all of our Freestone features in a new and exciting way. This is Marilyn Ray, and I'm Allison, and we'll be your hosts for all of the Peach Perk episodes.
Yeah, so what we're going to talk about today is how to improve the live event process for both you and for your customers. So we're going to review a couple of items from before the event, such as requesting the event through the live event request form, and how to schedule notifications to go out to your attendees. Then Allison's going to talk a little bit about ways that you can engage the audience during the event, and about a new feature that we have called screen sharing, which is really wonderful. We're really excited to share about it. And then I'm going to wrap up talking a little bit about our updates to the reporting center.
All right. Well, a lot of these features, we were the only ones that could do them before, but now that we have Freestone Manager, we've built a lot of these features in for you so that you can do them on your own time. You don't have to wait for us to do them. And two of those things are pre-webinar notifications and the live event request. So do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start off with the live event request form. Before you'd have to email back and forth with your account director to determine a date, a time that, we had availability to cover an event for you. Well, now you have the ability right from the seminar that you've entered in the Freestone Manager to request a live event. So it's very simple to do. All you do is open up an event that you've already created, and then you go to the live event request form in the nav bar that's in the upper left. You'll just select, again, that button that says live event request form. You'll fill in your date, your time, and the duration of your proposed event. And then you're going to put any special notes that the account director should be aware of before scheduling the event in that additional notes section. So, for example, Allison's going to talk later about screen sharing. That is something that we would like to know in advance before scheduling your event. So you'll just put that note in there and then hit send request. Now, you're going to notice a couple of things happen whenever you send that request. First, a dialog box is going to pop up on your screen, and you can click here to go see a calendar of events that you've requested. Those that you've just requested that are still pending are going to be in yellow. Events that have been accepted from your account director are in green, and those that we do not have capacity for are going to be marked in red. After an event is marked in red or green, your account director, of course, will be reaching out to you to start the next steps in preparing for the event. Again, whenever you send that request, your account director is going to receive an email notifying them that your request has been submitted, and they should respond to that request very quickly.
Usually within 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Usually within 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah. So the next step that we usually take once we have the webinar scheduled is going to be the notifications. And again, we used to be the only ones who could do this, but now you have the ability. Do you want to talk about templates and all that stuff?
I absolutely can. We're really excited about this new feature because it puts the communication with your attendees into your hands. So after you've requested a live event and it's been accepted by your account director, just navigate again in the upper left nav bar to the notifications button. From here, you're going to be selecting a date and a time to send out your notification. Then you're going to select the notification template that you'd like to send out. We're going to talk about templates here in just a second. So once you've selected your template, you'll select the group of attendees who should be receiving it. In this particular instance, it's those who've registered for the live event. And then you're going to click schedule the notification. So at the exact date and time that you've put in, that notification will be sent to your attendees. Now, one thing to keep in mind about templates is you want to work with your account director to create templates that can be reused from event to event. After the event, or after the notification, is in the Freestone Manager, you can't edit it from there. So again, just work with your account director to find some that can be reused.
And some examples of templates that we've used are just reminder emails. The event's coming up on this date, make sure you join us, and then also the follow-up email, which you can send the archive of the recording or even the survey from your event.
Yeah, and like I said, as long as you've created a template that can be reused, you can feel free to get creative. We do have a few clients who are using them to remind customers about credit that is tied to a live event. So again, just reach out to your account director to create those. Now, since we've already talked about some ways that you can prepare in advance for the event, how do we make sure that those attendees we've worked so hard to get to come, how do we make sure that they stay on the line?
Yes, you always want to make sure your attendees are paying attention, that they're not multitasking during your event, and we have 3 ways that we do that here at Peach. First would be polling, where you send a question to your audience and you can get live feedback from that. The second would be the survey. At the end of the event, you ask them how the event went, how the technology was, how the registration process was. So that's a good way to get some feedback from your audience. And the last one would be checkpoints. And that one's really cool because during the live event, you can send a pop-up to the middle of the attendee's screen where they have to click OK, and then that timestamp is recorded in our system. So you can go back and see how many checkpoints they made through the event, and then you can give credit based on that.
Yeah, sounds wonderful. I think those are all three great ways that you can engage the audience. Can you tell us a little bit more about screen sharing? I know we at Peach are extremely excited to share this news with you all.
Yes. In the past couple months, we've come out with screen sharing. This is a way for your speaker to share their own desktop. And a couple of reasons that we use this are we've seen product demos with this. So if you have a website and you want to be able to demo that product to your attendees, it's a good way to share your screen and they can see exactly where your mouse is going and see exactly how to use it. Another way is for Excel documents. If you have formulas that you want to show and you want to show everything on that Excel document, the speaker will share their screen and then you can see everything that they're doing. It's a really, really cool feature.
Really great feature. We definitely encourage all of you to at least try it out for one event and see if it's something that you'd like to use moving forward.
Yeah, reach out to your AD and they can turn it on for your platform and then give you a demo as well. So we've talked about before the webinar, during the webinar, so let's talk a little bit about after the webinar. What's a feature that we now have in Freestone Manager?
Yeah, so you guys probably all know that we've had a reporting center in the Freestone Manager. Well, we've beefed it up a little bit for you all. You guys should have received an email a few months ago about the reminder, about the follow-up document process and how you don't have to wait for your account director to send those the next day or in the next 2 days after the event. You can actually pull all of those follow-up reports immediately after the event. So again, if you go to the reporting center in the Freestone Manager, you'll see that you'll have reports to access the registration report if that's pertinent to you, an attendee list, a Q&A log, a polling report. All of those are at your fingertips immediately after the event. And Allison talked about checkpoints. So say you want to see if your attendees actually attended the event. You're kind of a little suspicious of one customer. You can pull that report and see exactly how many checkpoints a given customer hit.
Yeah. So talk to your AD. If you have other reporting needs, ask your AD. We probably have the report. If not, we can always talk about building one for you. So I think that's all that we have for our episode of Peach Perk today. Join us next month. We'll be talking about a lot more features of Freestone Manager.